Are you struggling with feeling stuck and unfulfilled? And do you feel like your environment is holding you
Are you
back?
struggling with feeling stuck and unfulfilled? And do you like feel like your
Well, I have been there, and tonight I'm flying solo as Deb Blosnich is on vacation. So tonight you get me alone. I'm Debbie, and we're talking about the power of your peer group. Well, on more than one occasion, I have definitely been held back and unfulfilled by my peer group. And it comes from making for me, some bad choices in the groups that I was hanging out with. And I became part of a cool group for a very brief time when I was in university, while I was living in residence. And I proceeded to get into a group that was partying every weekend. And sometimes we were actually even partying on the weeknights too. We would go get our alcohol on Monday for the week, and sometimes on Friday we had to go back and get some more because we used it all up. And the guys that were in my group went to bed somewhere in the middle of the night, and they always got up somewhere around mid-afternoon after all of their classes were over. And although I was able to still keep my schoolwork up, my marks were barely passing, and I was consumed with partying and getting drunk instead of my school. Well, thankfully, that chapter in my life closed at the end of the school year. And none of those people in my peer group came back the next year. Actually, the guys flunked out. And I had this summer to reflect on how stupid I had been. And sometimes, the universe has to knock me upside the head to get some sense in me. And I'm really thankful that for that experience and realizing how important the people that I associate with are in my life. So tonight I'm going to talk about three key points on peer group. Most of them might make some feel like common sense to you. But just like we need to be very deliberate about creating a life that we love, or else we end up settling for whatever comes our way and then wonder later what happened and where did our life go. Our peer group can help us achieve a life we love, and it can help us to think about surrounding ourselves with people who are supportive and uplifting. And so, 3 points I'm going to talk about today are the importance of your peer group, the power of being around positive influences, and taking control of your environment. So let's start about the influence of your peer group. Your peer group is going to play a crucial role in shaping your beliefs, your behavior, and your overall outcomes. Now, Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with." It's really important. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. And this idea highlights the profound impact that your closest associations can have on your personal and your professional life. And so here are some key reasons why your peer group matters. First of all, the people that you are around can significantly influence your mindset and your beliefs. If your peer group is positive, ambitious, and supportive, then you are most likely going to adopt those qualities yourself. And I have a story about Joshua Williams. He grew up in Liberty City, which is an area that is known for high crime rates and poverty. And despite all these challenges and these circumstances that he grew up in, he actually started a Joshua's Heart Foundation at the young age of 4 years old because he was driven by a desire to help those in need. And later in his life, when he got a little older, he joined an after school program at the Boys and Girls Club, where he found a peer group that was focused on education, sports, and community service. And that positive environment provided him with the encouragement and support, helping him to stay out of those negative influences that were around him. And the good news is that Joshua's Heart Foundation has since distributed millions of pounds of food, which demonstrates the profound impact of being around a positive peer group on your life. Your Also, your habits and your behaviors are often a reflection of those around you. Being surrounded by people who engage in healthy and productive activities, not drinking, encourage you to do the same. So I have another story about Marcus. He grew up also in a rough neighborhood where many young people turned to crime as a way of life. And despite having a loving family, Marcus fell into the wrong crowd. And how do I know about that? When he was a teenager, his friends were engaged in petty theft, drug use, and Marcus quickly adapted those habits. Guess what happened? His grades plummeted. He started skipping out on school regularly. Something I might have heard of too. And that negative influence in his peer group led him down a dangerous path. At the age of 17, so young, Marcus was arrested for armed robbery and was sentenced to several years in prison. So his involvement with the wrong crowd ended up resulting in a criminal record that severely limited his opportunities for a better future. Your peer group is also a way to have emotional stability, encouragement, and motivation. Your peer group can help you navigate through challenges and help you celebrate successes. So Marcus's story didn't end there. I want to see the second half of the story where he actually got into a more supportive peer group and environment. Upon release from prison, Marcus did face challenges of reintegrating into society with a criminal record, no doubt about that. But despite the odds, he was able to turn his life around. He sought out positive influences, he reconnected with his family, and he found mentors who believed in his potential. He eventually found a job with a nonprofit organization that helps at-risk youth avoid the same pitfalls that he had fallen into. So Marcus's story serves as a really stark reminder about how negative habits and behaviors and the peer group can lead to devastating consequences, but also how you can be uplifted by a positive peer group. And finally, your peer group can help you be accountable. They can hold you accountable for your goals and your commitments. And when others are aware of your aspirations, you are more likely to stay committed to follow through. That's why it's important to write them down and talk to other people about them. And this example or story I have is about the Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville Wright. They actually exemplify the power of accountability and teamwork in achieving their groundbreaking success as the pioneers of aviation. Now, they faced numerous challenges and setbacks, and besides their strong partnership with each other, they actually had a small circle of supportive friends and colleagues who helped them and played a really crucial role in their success and their shared goals of powered flight. They held them accountable and they kept them motivated. So they had a wonderful peer group. And we've all benefited from that. If you've taken a plane ride, you have benefited from that peer group. So in addition to that, there is such a positive influence with your peer group. And why why does that matter? Well, first of all, positive people encourage you and uplift you. They provide motivation and inspiration for you to achieve your goals. They also help you to strive for your success. And when you're around people who are striving for success themselves, that actually pushes you to grow and to learn continuously and to contribute. So you get the uplift, kind of the wind beneath the sails, or the wind beneath the works for you too. When you see the positive influence that they're having, it really can be inspiring for you. And those positive influences can actually help to reduce your stress and some of the negativity that might, by fostering a supportive and optimistic environment. And also, those positive relationships can contribute to better overall mental health and emotional health by providing empathy, encouragement, and constructive feedback. And so, if you think of your social circle like a garden, just as a garden flourishes um, when when it has the right combination of sunlight, water, nutrients, and good organic seeds, you will thrive when you are surrounded by positive influences. And the people that you spend your time with are likely those elements that are going to nurture your growth and your well being. So pick your peer group wisely. So you need to take control of your environment, and it's really crucial for your own personal growth to make and getting to your goals, to make sure that not just where you are physically, but the people that you surround yourself with, your peer group, are people who are going to be uplifting and help you to create the life that you love, and move you forward. And so here's how you can evaluate your and change your peer group for the better, to make sure that your peer group is aligning with your goals and your aspirations. All right. So number one, evaluate your current peer group. Take a close look at the people that you're spending your time with. Ask yourself how they influence your thoughts, your behaviors, and your emotions. Are they supportive of your goals, or do they hold you back? And identify any negative influences, or unhealthy risks in your life, and consider how those attitudes and behaviors impact your progress. Um, it's always good to clarify your goals and know where you're going. So, we've already talked, and we've got a beautiful workshop on creating a life you love so that you know where you're going. And then that will help you to identify what kind of people that you want to surround yourself with. And that's actually part of the Create a Life You Love workshop, is to identify who that you're going to hang around with, and where you're spending your time, who you're spending your time with. And visualize those positive influences. If you think about the attitude, the habits, and how they would contribute to your growth. So do some visualization, and then seek out like minded, positive people. So engage in communities, in clubs, in organizations that will help you to align your interests. You can attend workshops and seminars with the people that are on a similar journey. The other thing you can do is you can create your own peer group as well. Start a group yourself, and build new relationships. So actively seek out and connect with people who have a positive outlook and are pursuing similar goals. Find mentors and coaches, people who can guide and help you along your way. And sometimes, if you find people who are mentors or coaches who have been down the path that you want to walk down, they can help you to be on a straighter path and not make the same mistakes that they made. So they can help you in a lot of ways. And I always say it's always good to find somebody who's going where you want to go. Don't be the one beating the path necessarily. I mean, sometimes, yeah, like Wilbur and Orville Wright, they had no choice because nobody had done what they wanted to do. But if you can find someone who's on your path, that is going to help you a lot. Limit the negative influences. Set boundaries with people who are draining your energy. Maybe you're going to remove them for your life. I know you can't always remove everybody, but maybe you want to keep a distance from them and not see them all the time. And don't let them bring you down. And make sure you communicate your goals. What do you want? And make sure people know so that they can try and help you along the way. Create that supportive environment that we talked about. Surround yourself with people who will celebrate your successes, encourage your efforts, and provide you with constructive feedback, and regularly reassess your peer group. So you want to periodically assess where your peer group is at, so that they can continue to be, things evolve over time, and maybe a group that you thought met your needs no longer meet your needs, and you can make adjustments as you need as you go. And so you can think of your peer group as the soil. So we had our garden. Think of your peer group as the soil where you're planting your dreams. And just as the plants will thrive in nutrient rich soil, you will flourish when you are surrounded by supportive, positive influences. And by cultivating a healthy environment, you are providing a foundation for your own personal growth and your success. And if you aren't going to look after your goals and success, no one else will. All right. So I wanted to announce that we are launching a 5-day challenge starting on Monday, July the 15th, to help you to transform your peer group and your life. And so this challenge will provide you with deeper insights and some practical steps to help you change the environment and accelerate your personal growth. And Deb will be back next week. So join Deb and I next week on the same time, Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we will be sharing more detail with you on the challenge and how you can sign up. And trust me, you do not want to miss this opportunity to take control of your environment and start living the life that you've always dreamed of. So stay tuned next week for the sign up link, and get ready to transform your life with the right peer group. All right, bye for now. We'll see you next week.